inside the Indianapolis Zoo with Matt Standridge.
Welcome back to the Indianapolis Zoo. I'm 13 weather meteorologist Matt Standridge, and we've had a blast this year learning about all the conservation efforts the zoo supports and manages and helps out all around the world. We're standing outside the Global Center for Species Survival, which they have a new director. He's in town, Dr. Nico. We got to meet up with him and kind of give us a playbook on what he hopes to do here at the zoo over the next few years. All right, I'm here with Dr. Nico. Thank you for meeting with us. We're inside the Global Center for Species Survival. You know, a lot of people walk and you look in, we're inside. So this is a lot of fun.
Fantastic.
Thank you for meeting with me, by the way. Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. Thanks for
You
the time.
are the director now.
I am, yes.
So for Hoosiers that are getting to meet you, give us a little bit of your background and how you're here in Indianapolis now.
I joined the zoo here in May, and as the director of the Global Center, and also wearing the other hat of the VP for Conservation and Education for the zoo. I'm from South Africa, as you can tell by the accent. Born and raised there, schooled there, but I've traveled around, worked in a variety of different places around the world. I previously was a professor, a tenured professor at the University of Pretoria, and managed a large part of our South African National Antarctic Program at Marion Island, some of the marine mammal work and so on, before coming here.
And you spent a lot of time with marine mammals, over 2 decades studying them in some of the harshest environments in the world, right? So what drew you to the Antarctic and the sub-Antarctic ecosystems and regions?
The sense of adventure is really what bites you, and I've always loved mammals. I think I was born loving large mammals and wildlife in general. And of course you combine large mammals, adventure and remote places, and one of the places that really sticks out in the world are these Antarctic or these polar ecosystems. And Marion Island being one of the sub-Antarctic islands, very remote. It's a little dot in the ocean, so it attracts a lot of large vertebrates, seabirds, lots of mammals, seals and killer whales and things. And so these were really the attractions, I think, is to get away from humanity a little bit and see, you know, these really wild, far out places.
Your career began with the Cape fur seals off of Namibia. Is that correct? Okay. And then you expanded to the elephant seals at Marion Island? Okay. How did that evolution shape the scientist and conservationist that you are today?
As you then study, you start to recognize that, hang on a second, the reason why animals interest me so is because I'm curious about why it is that they do things. Why, when you see a pride of lions lying under a tree, why are they lying under that tree and not under some other tree, or whatever the case might be? And of course you start to then recognize that questioning part of trying to figure out what's going on in the natural world is obviously what the basis of science is as well for individuals.
What I love about our series Inside the Indianapolis Zoo is that we have a lot of families and kids watching. So especially for the next generation of scientists or conservationists, and especially for your more sub-Antarctic research, are there personal qualities that someone needs to have in order to kind of do what you've done so far?
I mean, I think, you know, in wildlife and in conservation in general, I think one of the key aspects is that you need to cultivate a big picture thinking. You need to consider both the individual animals and their well-being, but then you also need to consider the populations and how they interact with their environments.
It was really great to hear all the exciting things Dr. Nico and his team have planned. Next up, our favorite Meet the Residents segment. They've all been fantastic, but this one especially, the sea lions at the Indianapolis Zoo. We had the chance to get up and close, real personal with them, and they definitely put on a show. When you come to the Indianapolis Zoo, one of the first animals you're going to see will be the sea lions. I'm so excited. This is our Meet the Residents segment. I'm joined by Lee. Thank you for joining us. You're one of the marine mammal trainers, correct?
I am, correct.
Who are we hanging out with today?
So today behind us, we're joined by Pepperjack and Joy, 2 of our California sea lions. So
Let's go
they're
through mine.
very athletic and agile animals, so you're going to see them spending the majority of their time swimming in the water, which is what they're doing right now. If you happen to see them out on the exhibit later in the day, they love to sunbathe, so you'll see them nice and fuzzy and dry up on our top rock, which is front and center in our exhibit there. But right now they're just doing what they do best, which is swimming and cruising through the water.
So tell me a little bit kind of about their anatomy, because sometimes they'll come up here, they'll be waddling around.
Yeah, it's
what do they get
actually
on?
an easy way to tell California sea lions apart from our gray seals that are also out on our exhibit is that once they come up onto land, sea lions are going to use all 4 of their flippers to help maneuver them through their exhibit space here, whereas our gray seals are really just only going to use their front flippers and their body motion to help them get through the land, whereas in the water, they're both going to use different sets of flippers to propel themselves through the water. So once they're up on land and they're walking around, you'll be able to really see how they use those rear hips in order to maneuver themselves.
So you're talking a little bit about that difference between the sea lions and the seals. Is that a question you get a lot?
Yeah, that's usually the most common question we get. It's also the most common thing that we hear guests get wrong or not quite correct, is that they think they're looking at all seals out on our exhibit, when in reality we actually only have 2 seals and a total of 5 California sea lions.
Do they ever interact? Do they get along?
They do. They get along. They're more just wanting to stay out of each other's way, so they actually wouldn't be found in the same space out in the wild, so they tend to keep to themselves, but they're amicable for sure.
Who do we have right here? Can you tell?
This is Pepperjack right here. She's one of our female California sea lions. She is our most inquisitive girl for sure, so she always loves to come and check everything out.
How can you tell the difference?
So it's a little bit of nuance and just getting used to seeing them. It's actually the first thing that one of our new trainers will learn how to do is how to identify them, because you need to be able to identify them to know that you're giving them the right diet. So Pepperjack right here is our longest and leanest female. She is our second largest female, but really that long body shape is what gives her away.
Let's talk about their food. What do they like to eat?
So they get a variety of different fish species here at the zoo, and we also can offer them squid as well, but they primarily get 2 different types of herring, sardines, as well as a smaller fish called capelin.
Okay. Are those the basics and then there are treats per se? Or
Not
are they all
necessarily,
together?
it's kind of all the same. So we do multiple training sessions with them throughout the day, and that's where they get the entirety of their diet. We break up all of that fish that they get throughout the day into 3 to 4 training sessions that they would receive that diet in.
Is it so many fish? Is it by weight? How do you guys do that?
It's all based on the individual, so we have an excellent veterinary team, and they, along with us, kind of look at what their body weight's doing, their body condition, as well as how we feel their behavior is, how their appetite and their motivation is, and we utilize that to kind of gauge how much fish they should be getting every single day. So our big guy, Owen, he's our large male that you may see out on exhibit. He gets about 22 pounds of fish every single day, whereas our females here are going to get more like 12 to 14 pounds a day.
Still to come, I'll tell you more about the zoo's involvement with the World Parrot Trust and efforts to save the beautiful blue-throated macaw. Then, it's time to meet Fezzik, the capybara. I can't wait to introduce you to one of the zoo's most popular residents.
Welcome back. The zoo is involved with so many projects trying to save animals from extinction. One of those focuses, the blue-throated macaws, which, by the way, during the warmer months, this is so cool. They fly here to the pavilion and they fly around the zoo. It is so cool to see. Let's learn more now about efforts to save this species. Well, look who we have here. We are in the winter macaw holding area. I'm with Alicia Bonanno, Assistant Curator of Ambassador Animals, Desert and Birds. We've got a bird behind us.
Yeah.
Who is this?
This is Ace, one of our blue-throated macaws.
Hi, Ace. Can you tell us a little bit about Ace and what's the difference between a macaw and a parrot? Are they the same thing?
Yeah, so Ace is about 9 years old. A macaw and a parrot are the same thing. Macaws are a kind of parrot. They're found in Central and South America. But Ace has been with us most of her life. She is one of the birds who is trained to free fly through the zoo. So if you visit the zoo during the summer months, you can actually see Ace and some of her friends flying to the pavilion, so we can talk to our guests about blue-throated macaws and other macaw species and what they can do to help them out in the wild.
How do they know where to go? How did you train them?
Yeah. So just using positive reinforcement.
Sure.
So we do use a lot of their favorite food treats. Like right now, Ace is eating some walnut pieces.
Okay.
Would you like to hand her one?
Sure.
Okay. So you're gonna just take that
Should do
between
it.
your fingers.
Okay.
And kind of just hand it to her beak, just like that.
Oh. And then She just takes it?
Yeah, and she'll take it. She'll use her specialized feet there, just like a hand, to hold on to it and bring it to her beak. One of them.
Nice.
Yeah, so they really like nuts, walnuts, peanuts, almonds. They also get a lot of produce, fruits and veggies, and a pelleted diet. So those are some of the things we use as reinforcers for that flight, but also a lot of toys and enrichment. When it's really hot, we'll offer them baths when they fly home, and ice treats, all kinds of fun things.
Like a little hotel for them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So Ace is, a beautiful bird. So it's a blue-throated?
Yes, blue-throated macaw.
Okay, but there's not as many out in the wild anymore.
Correct. So they are a species that the Indianapolis Zoo is supporting out in the wild. Would you like to hand her some more?
How often will they eat? Do they eventually get full and no more walnuts, or will they eat?
For sure.
Okay.
Eventually they will fill up, but birds eat often, multiple times throughout the day. A lot of times in the wild, they'll wake up in the morning, leave their nest, go and search for food, come back to their nest, take a little nap, and then go back out later in the day. So we feed them anywhere from 2 to 3 times every day.
How big can they get?
So for a blue-throated macaw, ours range from 600 grams up to about 900 grams. So Ace is one of our smaller blue-throated macaws, but different macaw species kind of range in size.
If Ace could make the 7-day forecast, what would Ace want it to look like?
I would say maybe 75, 80.
Okay.
Throw a rain shower in there for a day or two.
Every once in a while?
Yeah, they get pretty excited when it rains. You'll hear them chattering. They'll kind of hang on their enclosure and flap their wings in the rain to take a bath.
So they know when a storm's kind of coming, they can kind of sense it?
Yeah,
how cool is that?
Sometimes you'll hear them making a very specific call. You can tell they're all kind of getting excited. And you can tell something's about to happen.
The macaws are definitely a fan favorite around here. But there's also another star here at the Indianapolis Zoo. His name is Fezzik. He is a capybara, and I tell you what, social media is in love with capybaras right now. And after meeting him, you can understand why. Welcome back. I am so excited. We have a zoo celebrity with us today for our Meet the Resident segment. I've got Dr. Rob, President and CEO of the zoo. Thanks for being with us today.
Oh, you got a good one today, man.
Yeah, we do. And then I also brought Allie with us too, OC. You know a lot about these capybaras, but I wanted to ask, these things are really popular right now, and they've been for a couple of years. Why?
I think it's pop culture. A couple years ago it was sloths. Right now it's capybaras. In a couple of years, I have no idea what it could be.
So Dr. Rob, tell me a little bit about these animals.
One of the things I think is just so cool about capybara is they are the largest rodent in the world. And one of my favorite little factoids is they're really closely related to guinea pigs. And I grew up having guinea pigs as pets. They're fantastic pets. And this is like the economy size for a guinea pig. So maybe, and Al, you said Fezzik's now about, oh, his name's Fezzik, by the way.
Fezzik.
From Princess Bride.
Is that what it's from? And you guys got to name him?
We did. So he's about 120 pounds now. The biggest capybaras anybody knows about, they'll get to be about 150 pounds, so pretty big.
So he still has some growing?
He could still do some growing.
All right.
He can fill out a little bit more.
But I just love the fact that it's a big, giant, absolutely appealing rodent, because rodents get a bad rap. And capybaras are great ambassadors to talk about rodents.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the food that we have here. He's snacking.
Yeah.
What does he like to eat? What is his diet like?
His absolute favorites are Cheerios. So our commissary gives us bags and bags and bags full of Cheerios. If he had the option, he would eat his weight in those. He also gets these leaf eater biscuits, which are basically just like ground up plants in a biscuit form.
You can eat it, it tastes fun.
I think it smells,
I
think it smells like oranges. I think they smell really good. He also gets a rodent pellet that you would feed your, if you have rats at home, that would be the same thing. Just anything that can file those teeth down, because those teeth grow throughout their entire life. And then his favorite fruit is watermelon. He would do anything for a watermelon.
What does he like to do after he's done eating? Tell me about his day. What is his routine like?
If he's not swimming, he's sleeping or he's people watching. He sits on his exhibit and he will watch people at the pit stop right outside of the tortoise exhibit. He'll watch people at the flamingo feed. He sits and he looks like he's just like side-eyeing everybody, possibly silently judging, but you know, we don't know. So, but he does like to sleep, but he also loves to swim. He's a really good swimmer.
Much more to come here on Inside the Indianapolis Zoo. We'll share with you how a new field grant from the zoo is helping communities in Alaska with conservation efforts. Plus, we're headed to meet the walrus. I can't wait to show you their individual personalities.
As we've been sharing, the reach of the Indianapolis Zoo's conservation efforts is worldwide. This year, the zoo awarded a new grant to support the Alaska Sea Life Center. The goal? To empower local communities to help protect the wildlife and the habitat around them. One of the coolest and most unique parts about the Indianapolis Zoo is the fact that we have walruses. Only a few zoos in the country have them. And our zoo is doing something new to potentially help walruses and other Arctic sea life. I want to bring in Marine Conservation Coordinator Corley Palmer. It's great to have you. Let's talk about what the zoo is doing. You have a new field grant that you guys have just awarded. Tell me about it.
Every year, the Indianapolis Zoo supports projects around the world through their field conservation grants. And so this year, one of the major grants is going to the Alaska Community-Centered Conservation Initiative, or AC3. And it's a really forward-looking grant that brings Indigenous communities and local communities really into the heart of their conservation work.
So tell me about the Alaska Sea Life Center, because they will be doing some of the work that we're helping to fund.
That's correct, yes. So they are Alaska's only marine research, education, and wildlife response institution. And they are doing, with this grant, they're going to be able to launch this initiative, which will enable them to really connect with local communities who have been stewarding these lands and these waters for generations, and help have that guide their conservation work in the future.
One of the animals that will benefit from that grant is the walrus. In fact, check him out. He's playing with the ball right now, but I had a chance to get very up close and personal with these giants, and it was the experience of a lifetime. I'm with Ashley. You're one of the marine mammal trainers.
Yes.
Who do we have here today?
This is Aku. He'll give you guys a nice little wave.
Hi, buddy.
Good. He is an 8-year-old walrus, and he lives here at the Indianapolis Zoo along with his friend Ginger, who is also 8. He is a very special guy. We can tell him apart from Ginger because he's got these caps on his tusks.
Okay, yeah.
And he only has one eye. So
yeah.
that's one of the ways we tell him apart from Ginger.
So how did he get his name Aku?
So Aku is actually a rescued walrus. So he was born in Alaska. He was found on the barge of a gold mining barge. So that is how he got his name. Aku means stern of the boat in the Inupiaq language, yeah. So that is where he got his name from.
So then he must have been rescued.
Yes.
Okay.
So Aku was rescued by the Alaska Sea Life Center. They are the only place in the United States or North America that can rescue and rehabilitate young walrus. They do not have the ability to house adult walrus. There are actually only 4 places in the United States that house Pacific walrus. So
we're one of them.
We are one of them.
How crazy is that?
Yes. There are only 12 total as well. So Aku actually made his way. Before he came here, he went down to SeaWorld Orlando, where Ginger was born about the same time as him. So they are both 8 years old, and he did very well there. But due to breeding needs and other needs for our resident walrus, we do move them around every couple of years.
It's his way saying hi, by the way.
Yes, they're very smell oriented. So he's just getting a smell. I had some gum earlier, so he's probably smelling that mint. So then they find a home for them. So he was chosen to be with Ginger. And since Ginger and him about the same age, they both moved here to the Indianapolis Zoo.
And so Ginger's behind us.
Yes,
That's Ginger.
yep, she's over there working with Mandy.
Hi, Ginger. Will they have walrus babies one day, you think?
We are hopeful.
Okay.
They're still a little bit young, so it may be a few years before we start to see that as a possibility for them, but that would be really great.
So he's thinking, hey, enough questions. I'm hungry. It's time to eat.
Yes.
He has this suction noise that he does. How does he eat? What is he doing?
So walrus, even though they do have teeth in their mouths, I don't know if you guys can see that. They have tiny little teeth, and their tusks are also considered teeth. Those are considered overgrown canines, good, but they don't actually use them to eat. So they just slurp everything whole, and they have a really great suction ability. So if you want to hold your hand out, he's going to give you a little kiss on your hand.
Oh my goodness.
Smooch.
Hi, Aku.
So you can kind of hear that suction.
Thank you for joining us for this special look back episode of Inside the Indianapolis Zoo. I've really enjoyed sharing these conservation stories that the zoo is a part of here at home and around the world, and I hope you've enjoyed them as well. And there's so much more to come in 2026. Ahead, on our January episode, we'll show you how the zoo cares for all their plants during the cold months, and I get to meet the penguins. And remember, even small changes can make a huge impact when it comes to conservation. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again soon.